a $1,500 Moncler entry puffer, a $1,200 Canada Goose parka, a $600 Stone Island shell. The construction inside each one matches a jacket costing $250. 7 luxury jacket brands to stop in 2026, 3 that still earn the price tag. Number 1. Moncler. A Moncler entry tier puffer retails between $1,500 and $3,000 in 2026. The flagship Maya line publishes 800 fill power down. The entry tier does not. The entry tier moves through manufacturing in Romania, Moldova, and parts of Eastern Europe on most current SKUs. The Italian luxury markup is applied to Eastern European assembly. The fill power on the lower lines drops well below the 800 figure that defines the Maya. The baffle construction on the entry tier garments is simpler. The down migration is faster. The cold spots arrive sooner. Moncler was founded in 1952 in France by René Ramillon and André Vincent, originally for ski and mountaineering workers. The 1980s brought the Paninari moment. Milan's urban youth adopted the bright-colored Moncler down jacket as a status symbol. The Italian ownership transition came in 1992 when Pepper Industries acquired the brand from its founders. The late 1990s brought a near bankruptcy. In 2003, Italian entrepreneur Remo Ruffini bought a 51% controlling stake from the distressed Fin.Part holding and moved the headquarters to Milan. In December 2013, Moncler listed on the Italian stock exchange at €10.20 per share. The IPO valued the company at approximately $3.5 billion. The brand is a publicly traded company under the ticker BITMONC. The 2024 fiscal year revenue reached €3.1 billion. The Maya is a real jacket built to a real tier. The entry tier puffer at the same boutique is not the Maya. The label is shared. The fill power, the country of assembly, and the down quality are not. The Maya costs around $3,000. The entry tier puffer costs $1,500. The factory difference between them is wider than the price difference suggests. The boutique sells the badge. The factory ships the jacket the boutique built to a different specification. Number 2. Canada Goose. In 1957, Sam Tick founded a small Toronto operation called Metro Sportswear. His grandson Danny Rice renamed it Canada Goose and built it into the iconic Canadian outerwear brand. In December 2013, Bain Capital acquired a majority stake for approximately $250 million. In 2017, Canada Goose listed on the New York and Toronto stock exchanges under the ticker Goose. The market capitalization peaked in 2018 at $7.7 billion. As of May 2026, the market capitalization sits at approximately $1.25 billion, an 84% decline from the 2018 peak. Bain Capital still holds 40.1% of shares and 55.5% of voting power per the December 2025 SEC filing. The fiscal year 2025 revenue declined 1.1% year over year to $1.35 billion. The first quarter of fiscal 2026 swung to a net loss of $125.5 million, even as revenue grew. China sales slumped. Take-private bids are active at roughly $1.35 to $1.4 billion. The bidders include Boyu Capital, Advent International, Bosideng International, and a Fountainvest Capital and Anta Sports Consortium. Bosideng and Anta are Chinese. Goldman Sachs is advising Bain on the exit. The Canada Goose mainline parka still retails between $1,200 and $1,800. The chief financial officer confirmed in May 2026 that 75% of products are still made in Canada, CUSMA compliant. The construction is real. The story behind the price tag is the Bain Capital fire sale. 13 years of private equity ownership ending in 84% peak destruction. The Chinese take-private bidders are at the door. The iconic Canadian brand may not stay Canadian past 2026. Number 3. Stone Island. Carlo Rivetti cashed out on December 7, 2020. Moncler acquired 70% of Stone Island as part of a €1.15 billion deal, roughly $1.39 billion in cash and shares. Carlo Rivetti's family received 10.7 million new Moncler shares at €37.51 per share. The remaining 30% followed in February 2021 from Temasek, the Singapore state investor. Stone Island is now a 100% MONCLER-owned subsidiary. Massimo Osti founded the brand in 1982 out of a creative split from CP Company. Osti was a graphic designer who taught himself textile chemistry. He pioneered the technical fabrics that built the brand. Reflective, Telestella, the old effect dye treatments. The garment dye process he developed produced fabric character no other brand could replicate. The fabric work was the brand. Stone Island sales sat at 240 million euros in the fiscal year ending October 2020. The acquisition closed at 16.6 times trailing EBITDA. The Rivetti shares carried a 12-month lockup. The family could not sell into the market until late 2021. By 2022, the lockup had cleared. Since the acquisition, fabric thinning has been documented across luxury sportswear forums. The garments feel different in the hand. The dye treatments are less consistent. The construction Massimo Osti pioneered is no longer the priority. Portfolio growth is. A Stone Island jacket today retails between $400 and $800. Shells and parkas climb higher. The badge still says Stone Island. The boutique behind the badge belongs to Moncler. The Rivetti's own Moncler shares now. They do not own Stone Island anymore. Number 4. Parajumpers. A Parajumpers jacket retails between $700 and $1,500. The brand markets Italian design and European manufacturing. The labels inside the jacket frequently show Made in Bulgaria, Made in Romania, or Made in Moldova. The Italian design and research happens in Segusino, Italy, in a 6,000 square meter headquarters owned by Ermanno and Giuliano Paolon through Ape and Partners. The assembly happens elsewhere. Parajumpers is still family-owned. It was founded in 2006 by Massimo Rossetti with Ape and Partners, inspired by the 210th Rescue Squadron paratroopers in Anchorage, Alaska. The 210th is a real military unit. They rescue downed pilots from Arctic mountains and stranded climbers from glaciers. The brand motto, "That others may live," comes directly from the squadron. The Goby is the iconic model. It is a military-inspired field jacket with a detachable inner down jacket, a layered system Rossetti adapted from genuine extreme weather gear. The premium down lines claim 700 to 800 fill power. The shell uses polyamide engineered for tear resistance. The DWR coating sheds rain. The construction is competent. The construction is not Italian. The Italian design is real. The Italian assembly is not. The price to assembly gap is the largest on this list. The labels in Bulgaria and Romania do not lie. They simply do not appear in the marketing. Italian design label, Bulgarian assembly. The premium tag funds the design studio in Segusino. The Paolon brothers walk that studio every day. The jacket itself is built in another country entirely. The actual jacket is built somewhere the marketing does not name on the boutique floor. Number 5. Belstaff. In 1924, Eli Belovich and his son-in-law, Harry Grosberg, opened a workshop in Longton, Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire. They pioneered the use of wax cotton for waterproof motorcycle apparel. The brand name was a portmanteau of Belovich and Staffordshire. The Trial Master jacket landed on Steve McQueen in The Great Escape in 1963 and became one of the most iconic motorcycle jackets in cinema. Ewan McGregor, Kate Moss, David Beckham, and Brad Pitt wore Belstaff for decades. The Longton factory closed in the 1990s during the British textile crisis. James Halstead, JAB Holding, and then Ineos cycled through ownership across the next 30 years. Sir Jim Ratcliffe acquired Belstaff in 2017 and vowed to restore the brand to British ownership. Belstaff struggled financially throughout Ineos ownership. The latest filed accounts showed an £18 million loss for 2023, with sales down 4%. Ratcliffe injected cash repeatedly. The brand was steered back toward operating profitability by 2024 under new Chief Executive Kerry Byrne, who joined as CEO in April 2025. Auditors had still warned the brand would continue requiring owner support. On August 28, 2025, Ineos sold Belstaff to Castore. Castore is a British sportswear startup founded in 2015 by brothers Tom and Phil Behan, former Lloyds and Deloitte employees. Castore makes kit for the England rugby team and the England cricket team. Castore has never made a motorcycle jacket. Castore has zero institutional experience with luxury heritage outerwear or wax cotton construction. Belstaff, at the time of sale, employed approximately 260 people. 5 standalone retail stores, including the Regent Street flagship, a further 7 outlet stores across the United Kingdom, showrooms in London and Munich. A Belstaff jacket today retails between $800 and $1,500. The Trial Master's future is now in the hands of a brand that makes rugby kits. Number 6. Mackage. Mackage retails between $600 and $1,200 per jacket. The brand was founded in 1999 in Montreal by Aaron Elfasy and Elisa Dahan. The parent operation is APP Group, which also owns Soya and Keo. In March 2017, Interlux Holdings and Lee Equity took a minority private equity stake. Chief Executive Officer Tanya Golasic has led Mackage since July 2021. She joined from Jimmy Choo, where she served as President of the Americas. Before that, she was Global Chief Commercial Officer at Canada Goose. Aaron Elfasy still actively designs the collections. Patrick Elfasy serves as Executive Chairman. Industry sources estimate Mackage annual revenue in excess of $150 million. The brand operates across more than 20 countries and over 200 points of sale globally. The brand operates 18 standalone boutiques worldwide. The boutique distribution runs through Saks Fifth Avenue, Nordstrom, Holt Renfrew, Aritzia, Harrods, and Luisa Via Roma. The celebrity endorsement list includes Meghan Markle, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Madonna. The Spring 2026 campaign features Matt Bomer and Stella Maxwell under the title Oasis. The lifestyle pivot has accelerated since the 2017 private equity round. The brand now markets ready-to-wear, kids, and footwear alongside the outerwear that built it. The construction story is not the marketing story. $150 million in annual revenue across 200 sales points funds the campaign, the celebrity placement, the 18 boutiques, and the international expansion. The premium luxury markup is paying for the marketing budget. The jacket is along for the ride. Number 7. Woolrich. Woolrich made Union Army blankets in the Civil War. The mill ran continuously in Plum Run, Pennsylvania for 188 years. John Rich and Daniel McCormick founded it in 1830, the oldest continuously operating outdoor clothing manufacturer in the United States. The mill supplied loggers, hunters, and trappers across the 19th century frontier. The buffalo check shirt and the railroad vest came out of that mill. The Civil War blankets carried Union soldiers through the winter of 1864. In 1985, W.P. Lavori in Corso, an Italian Bologna operation, started distributing Woolrich in Italy. The Italian partnership grew across 3 decades. In 2016, W.P. Lavori took full control of Woolrich International. The Rich family, 8 generations of American manufacturing, let go. In September 2018, the Plum Run plant closed. 188 years of American manufacturing ended in a quiet Pennsylvania town. The Wall Street Journal covered the closure under the headline, "Weaving Magic Unravels." Later that same year, W.P. Lavori sold the majority stake to Elgam Advisors, a Luxembourg private equity operation. Goldwyn, a Japanese company, took a stake alongside. In 2025, Elgam exited Woolrich to BasicNet, the Italian Turin-based conglomerate that also owns Kappa, K-Way, Superga, Sebago, Brico, and Sundek. In January 2026, BasicNet announced the closure of Woolrich's Bologna and Milan corporate offices. 139 employees were forced to relocate to Turin. A Woolrich parka today retails between $800 and $1,500. There is no American manufacturing. There is no Plum Run mill. There is an Italian conglomerate that also owns Kappa tracksuits. The name still says Woolrich. The factory is closed. The construction happens wherever the spreadsheet sends it. But not every luxury jacket brand chose to ride that markup. 3 brands still build the jacket the price tag promises. First, Schott NYC. Schott NYC was founded in 1913 by brothers Irving and Jack Schott in New York City. The Perfecto name came from Irving's favorite cigar. In 1925, Schott built the first jacket with a zipper closure, an industry first when the zipper itself was still a new technology. The Perfecto motorcycle jacket launched in 1928. The asymmetrical zipper was Irving Schott's specific design choice. He angled it to protect against wind ingress at speed on a motorcycle. In 1953, Marlon Brando wore one in The Wild One, and the jacket was briefly banned from U.S. schools. The ban only increased demand. The Schott family still owns the company. Family members are in the factory every day, more than a century after the brothers built it. The Model 618 Perfecto is built at the New Jersey factory. The steer hide runs 3 to 3.5 ounces, heavyweight leather, roughly 1.2 to 1.4 millimeters thick. U.S.-sourced raw material, chrome tanned, drum dyed, hand cut. Insulated nylon quilted lining sewn in. Asymmetrical front zipper, attached belt with nickel-plated square buckle. Snap-down lapels. 3 outside zippered pockets. Lower inside map pocket. Grommet vented underarm footballs for ventilation at speed. Bi-swing back panels for shoulder mobility on a motorcycle. The current retail sits at approximately $900 to $1,100 for the Model 618. The price funds the steer hide, the family payroll, and the New Jersey lease. The price does not fund a celebrity campaign at Saks. Schott built the original. They still build it the same way the family built it in 1928. Second, Filson. Filson outsourced 90% of its production. That is the honest part of this segment. The brand was founded in 1897 in Seattle by C.C. Filson during the Klondike Gold Rush. The first products outfitted prospectors heading north to the Yukon. The Mackinaw Wool Cruiser launched in 1914 with a patent for the 6-pocket cruising jacket. Loggers and surveyors in the Pacific Northwest wore it for the next century. Family ownership held until 1970. Multiple private equity owners followed. Brentwood Associates, then Bedrock Manufacturing in 2012, the Dallas operation run by Tom Kartsotis of Fossil Watch. Under Bedrock, U.S. manufacturing dropped from 90% in 2015 to 35% in 2025. The Seattle workforce went from 634 employees in 2019 to under 100 in 2025. Most production moved to a Los Angeles garment contractor in 2023. The tin cloth short-line cruiser at $350 is imported. The Skagit rain jacket at $455 is imported. 3 garments still come out of the Kent, Washington factory: the Mackinaw Wool Cruiser, the Mackinaw Vest, and the Western Vest. Only those 3. The Mackinaw Wool Cruiser retails at approximately $395 to $450. 24-ounce virgin wool. Most modern wool jackets weigh 14 to 18 ounces. The Mackinaw is heavier, denser, and built to survive a North Cascades winter. 100% wool, 6 pockets. Made in Kent, Washington. The way C.C. Filson designed it in 1914. The brand outsourced most of its catalog. The Mackinaw Wool Cruiser is the one to buy. Third, Barber. Dame Margaret Barber took over the company in 1973. She was 28. Her daughter was 2. Her husband, John Barber, had died that year, and the 4th-generation leadership landed on her. 53 years later, the company is still family-led. J. Barber & Sons was founded in 1894 by John Barber in South Shields, England, originally importing oilcloth for sailors and dock workers. Helen Barber, the 5th generation, has served as vice chair since 1997. Royal warrants from the Duke of Edinburgh in 1974, Queen Elizabeth II in 1982, and King Charles III in 1987. The Made in England line builds the classic wax jackets, Bedale, Beaufort border, by hand at the Simonside factory in South Shields. The wax cotton runs 6 ounces for lightweight, or 8 ounces for heavyweight. The fabric is hand-waxed at the factory. The seams are hand-finished. More than 100,000 jackets processed through the Simonside factory annually. 25,000 rewax and repair services run through the same factory every year. The repair service has no expiration. A Bedale bought in 1985 can return to Simonside in 2026 and come back rewaxed for another decade of use. Daniel Craig's James Bond wore a modified Barber in Skyfall in 2012. The Made in England line retails between $400 and $800 for the classic Bedale, Beaufort, and Border. The wax jackets still come out of Simonside. The repair service still rewaxes 25,000 jackets a year. That is not marketing. That is how the brand has worked for 132 years. 7 luxury jacket brands selling the markup. 3 brands still publishing the construction. Label is the easy part. The factory is the honest part. You are the man who reads the construction, not the boutique. If you missed our breakdown on men's clothing gold mines covering brands almost nobody talks about, it's linked below at 655,000 views. And our video on men's clothing brands robbing buyers blind covers the same pattern at 370,000 views. Subscribe. This channel follows the construction, not the marketing.